be their new tank. It's like,
Yeah.
all right, this team's going to be just like, let's go, 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 let's fight. And you know what? Let's go, go, go and figure out what the next map's going to be in this series. Bom, bom, bom. Volskaya Foundry for Game 4, and that was a pick for XD.
Okay. What do they have planned for us? You know, they're the team that can play, obviously, they play the Junkrat, they play Thrall, they like this Medivh. Will we see an Alexstrasza? You know, Blaze also very powerful on this map.
Tychus, there's a lot of big ones. There's a lot of big ones when it comes to, you mentioned like Crash Lightning can see a lot of play just because on Thrall, because you're fighting over that single point for an extended period of time, and it changes the dynamic quite a bit with an objective that you have to King of the Hill, you know, stand on.
Yeah, I absolutely love this map. Yeah, you know, it's stuff like that. Crash can show up, but it's just, I feel like this is one of the ones, they chose it for a reason. XD chose this one for a reason. So they have something planned for us. I thought we were going to see something a little bit more wild last game, but it was actually quite standard across the board. But yeah,
Abathur bands. And
this is the one to do it, man. This is the one with the volatility picks. And here we go, ladies and gentlemen.
So I love the mix-up, as you mentioned. Alexstrasza is here. That kind of comes into your mindset as an option. Prior to this, we're like Malfurion and Stukov, they're the hot with the support, but it changes. Medivh, however, still pretty good.
Yeah, and that's why he's banned right away. So they just either respect the pick in general, or they're like, cover. Not again, my friend. And then Maiev banned. Just a high ban rate on this hero, which, you know, we expected moving into these games. LFM, what is it? Do you take away the Garrosh? It looked like a lot of the momentum, actually not even, it was generated from the Garrosh, let's be completely honest. So do you want to take that away from XD and see what they can come at you with in terms of aggression? I think that might be a reasonable response here for LFM.
I'm really intrigued to see where this is going to go because Draded on Genji, are they willing to grab that early, right? It looked so oppressive on BOE, and it's not like he's bad on this map by any means. Could see that as an probably not first pick, but in the first three, very, very possible here. First pick, take the Garrosh away, put Tiger back on to the ETC, the Johanna, the Muradin. Maybe that's the call.
Could do. Or this, standard first pick for LFM. I want to see Garrosh Stukov or Garrosh Hanzo. Garrosh something for XD. That is a momentum creating hero, and they played it so well. We got to see it. I seriously think they have to run it.
I'd even be down to see Garrosh Blaze, but they go Garrosh Hanzo,
That's
talking trees, and Tiger JK grabbing their picks.
That's huge pickups from XD,
Yeah.
and they're feeling good, guaranteed in their comms right now. They are hyped about this one too. And now LFM, you've got the Malf. What is your follow-up? I actually, we haven't seen, actually no, we saw the Phoenix game, but we haven't seen it, you know, used to its full effect, I would have to say. I think Phoenix is fantastic on this map, but LFM, they have the opportunity to run something like a Junkrat right now. Maybe they can pick up the Diablo early. I actually think that's probably smart. If they want an aggressive warrior in themselves, I would say go with Diablo and Genji, but they have Genji and Blaze instead. Blaze, fantastic, as we already mentioned on this map.
Bunker for a lot of those oh crap moments, if you will. You can throw that out there to help your team. Genji, obviously, you know, we were just talking about it. Draded is just, he was so hot on that hero in game 2, and we're going to see him do it again in this game. I'm glad they prioritized that for him. I think it's very smart, and it's one of their keys to victory in this matchup here. But when we look at the support situation, you know, this is like where Stukov ban looks really nice for LFM. Now it's like, okay, well, Tassadar pairs well with Hanzo. They've got Alexstrasza as an option. So this is actually a beautiful start to the draft for XD.
I agree, and this, absolutely right. You can't just blanket ban the Stukov because they can pick as strong, if not stronger, on this map support pick in the Alexstrasza. So I love that you brought that up. XD, there we go. Okay, so they want to take away the Johanna, but then that gives LFM the ability to run a Diablo here. See, the Stukov I think is a bait. Like, I really do.
It's fine, but you know, Alexstrasza Tassadar is also really powerful here. Their solo lane then becomes like, I guess, Tassadar or something. Maybe they could run something else.
If they wanted to run something like that. But they have, you know, the world is their oyster at this point. There's so many different picks that they could run. I think that Alex would be super powerful here. She's just able to use that Dragon Queen and just give them so much momentum on the first protector. And this map actually seems very linear.
101%.
Dang.
value.
Feeling good.
But XD, 88% from the votes here. That is slowly changing.
Yeah, you're feeling good about that one. XD now, what is it? Where do they want to go with this draft? You want to know what's crazy to me? We haven't seen Malthael yet. Have we even seen him today? No.
No. And you know, Malthael, while he is strong in the solo lane and has the Unapale horse with the snap rotation, feels like he's fallen out a little bit compared to some of the other solos.
Hey.
Thrall gets locked in. This could be the Fork Lightning, the Charge Lightning going in for that big damage. And of course, our Crash Lightning. And Alexstrasza, we've mentioned her, she's a beast here.
Yep.
The number of times we've seen games on this map where you get to like the 70% marker on the channel, and then you pop the Dragon Form.
It's true.
You just have it. It's yours.
So I wanted to talk about that talent, actually. Thrall, he has the option to go with Crash Lightning level 1, but I personally want to see him Echo of Elements because it gives you an earlier spike. And I want XD to have early power. I want them to go in with that Alex. I want them to get the first Protector. I want them to get, 8.5 to level 10. Like, that's how I want them to play as a team. So I would like to see that different level 1 for sure, because while Crash gives you a strong late game power spike, it takes ramping up time, right? So now LFM with their next 2 picks, I think it could very reasonably be a Diablo. What else could it be? ETC Muradin?
Muradin's a little bit safer. Diablo gives you the kill power, if that's what you're looking for, obviously. With this map, Diablo doesn't have as many guaranteed shadow charges into the wall.
Oh, wow.
And they opt to play completely different, going for the spell damage reduction and just the control of a new Barak on that point with lots of CC and Jaina.
I wonder if their plan is just to cocoon the Dragon Queen. That could be it. She pops it, you walk in, you use the cocoon, but they're not going to have that luxury during the first objective, so it could be, a little bit scary. But now XD, they have everything at this point. What would their last pickup be? Maybe something a little bit tankier? It could be a Tassadar, as you mentioned, but I think they might benefit more from, oh gosh, what could this be?
I mean, it's tough. They could do tasks, like you said.
I'd be worried about another backline. That's the only thing.
Like a mage? Yeah, because Hanzo is kind of pseudo both.
Yeah, and then Alex has to kind of decide where those abundances are going.
I feel like they kind of need either someone that's safe from CC because there's a ton of CC. Okay, so they do Li Ming, and she is the teleport from that. Because, again, they still need a little bit more damage, I feel. But they don't have a proper cleanse with Alexstrasza necessarily. Pacify helps you get kills and stuff. There's she has a lot of cool resources, and her Dragon Form can disengage a fight. But there's a lot of CC in the form of that Anubarak and the Jaina and the Blaze.
That's actually seriously going to be very interesting to see how they use Anub. I think they have a strong team fighting potential with the Anubarak. Using it on Dragon Queen, as I mentioned, or maybe even just using it on Garrosh and then diving past, forcing the backline of XD to be like, okay, do we leave Garrosh in the cocoon, or do we push forward through the team fight and try to remove him from the bind?
I guess that is the other big point for Li Ming, right? Disintegrate. To help with the cocoon, it just melts it. It's about damage ticks, so it just burns through the cocoon faster than anything else in the game, I think.
Yeah. So that could definitely be it. I like XD's draft. I do.
I think they're beautiful. I give it 50-50 though on this one.
Okay.
How about you?
Yeah, I think that's good.
50-50?
Yeah, let's go with that. Let's go with that. They've also got the momentum running, so. But I think both of them have actually all the tools that they need to satisfy their win condition. So yeah, I think 50-50 is super, super good. Yep.
Super good.
Super good.
All right, well, we're going to see what the Anub pick can do here in this series. This is, the 4th game of our best of 7. And as we said, XD, they have wind in their sails. Let's load in the 4th game of the series. On the blue side, it's going to be LFM. Kala, bring him in for us.
All right, we've got Draded. He's on that Genji. Swabs, he's playing the Blaze. There we go. Swabs on Blaze. Draded. Where is Draded? What's he on? I can't see him. That's okay. We got Draded. He's playing the Genji. Sorry, I already said that. Aware on Malfurion. And T, he's playing Jaina.
Their opponents, Nintori, going to be on the Alexstrasza. We've got Talking Trees rolling on in. On the Hanzo, Hami's going to be playing the Thrall. We got Tiger JK on the Garrosh in cover, rounding up the team. That's Hanzo. I lied to you. Li Ming, played by Trees. This is good stuff, though, because there's a lot of responsive drafting here, right? You know, we just saw the emphasis on a lot of CC and blow up from XD, and now we're seeing LFM trying to play that CC-oriented style. And obviously Cocoon to shut down Tiger JK and the Garrosh, but then picking Li Ming, who, you know, theoretically isn't necessarily the ideal hero to have versus some of the opponents, like, you know, Deflect on Genji, and, you know, the Spell Armor on Anub, but it will help with that Cocoon.
So Anub actually going with regen, so he's going to have, you know, a little bit extra health if he's able to satisfy that the quest there. Big thing for me though, Echo of the Elements. Sorry, I love to see it. Tiger JK getting aggressed on as this Garrosh not able to step up that far. Yeah. This is a 5-man rotation into mid and a kill going over to LFM this early. Garrosh has to be cautious without that unstoppable.
It's tough. The snap blow up was successful here. And I think they might have missed a little bit of experience in the bottom lane there on the side of LFM, but obviously the kill paid off and is worth a snap start here on the support neutral camp of the map as Swabs has scouted it out. Anub and Genji on their way. Can they contest it long enough? The burrow does not connect, but the Impale hits both. And suddenly Hanzo is dead, and the double kill into Li Ming, possible triple, as Nintori will die to Genji here over aggressive support camp attempt versus that much CC, and they pay dearly.
Oh boy, Draded, you cannot give him Genji. I'm saying it now. You cannot give this player Genji. He will absolutely dominate you. And LFM, they get first blood in the mid lane. They get the support camp. They get the enemy fortification camp. Oh my word, LFM, this is probably one of the biggest and best openers on this map that I've ever seen. Like, this is, they have everything. Literally everything.
And they certainly feel like it right now with a level and a half lead 2 minutes into this game. Obviously, when these waves are soaked, it will look a little bit better here on the side of XD. But man, that is a rough start. And the ambitious support camp there, I don't know. I just think it's overeager.
Yeah, you don't have to take it. You can just take your own fort camp, because that's the real one that matters. Support camp is like a luxury.
It's nice to have. Exactly. Yeah. Like, it's a win more. Like, yeah, exactly. It's a resource that, you know, in the past when it was the activatable where it does that, you know, that burst of healing for your whole team, super powerful. But now it's just a healing totem basically, and well, they are certainly down in XP, but at least it's even talent tiers.
4 kills to me is just huge. The experience gap is insane. Hami just trying to chunk out Swabs a little bit bottom lane, but XD, you know, talking about their draft, they have Dragon Queen, so they can step up and try to contest with that huge cooldown, but you are down a lot of stats, actually, once the 7s come through from LFM, and they have time. And there we go, the aggression onto Tiger JK, but the unstoppable, and here comes the Dragon Queen, but this is so early for this cooldown.
Typically, you want to save this again as a let's finish the point, but this was an act of desperation to save Garrosh. Worked out, but will it pay off? They now have this control of this point. The moment that they see the dragon form, LFM just completely like dissipates, and they roam around looking for options, but the response, they're looking for T here on the Jaina. Kona Cold slowing, buying T some space, jukes the Q of Garrosh, and they're buying a lot of time, but Jaina does go down.
There you go. But, okay, so LFM, they have their level 7s now. They have multiple fortification camps, so they can step up. They have the support camp as well. They'll actually just let XD take this one for a little bit and then step back in. Maybe XD finds level 7, but the item advantage in favor of LFM is huge, and that can just absolutely win you a team fight. And there's no Dragon Queen for XD, so you're just fighting even if XD can find level 7 against 3 items.
Blaze cleans up the siege camp up top, evening that up, and we're about to have the 3rd turret available here for this camp here. We have it now being collected, and as you mentioned, this is a big item advantage.
Level 7s for XD, and at least they're going to get 1 fortification camp, but you're playing against 2 and a support camp, so they have to be cautious. Already a fortification camp, the turret dropped for LFM. Members of XD stepping in and clear it actually without any contest, so nice job by XD.
Second one is down, but red one is dropped as well. Huge propulsion and burrow charge, hitting 3 members, and 3 members will die.
Holy cow, Swabs, the legend, all of the follow-up from LFM, Draded also just with that swift strike through. That was art. That was beautiful.
you dream about those kind of plays. The setup, I mean, that's the dream for Blazing Uberak when you draft like this. Jaina can put out huge numbers with that Genji as well, and now they've set themselves up beautifully. LFM, not only do they have this Triglav Protector, but they're about to have Heroics with a 2.5 level lead.
The experience lead is almost insurmountable because of how this map works. Now this Protector going to be able to take out top wall so easily. You can't contest into it if you're XD because you're down Heroics. LFM, they want to try to take this well, but do they just get more? Do they try to get the fort here and bring up members? We see a noob already rotating up, so XD have to be careful. If this is a cocoon onto the back line, they can just follow up with the engage off the route from the Protector. So members of XD backing up here, and I think that's very smart. But still, mid-wall, top fort for LFM. They're so far ahead.
The damage is absolutely there. Echo the Elements has been completed, and that will help the Thrall out a bit, but of course they need to find their way back to a fairly even experience situation to have a chance in this game. It all comes down to, you know, the big arrow to shut things down when you see an engage like that. Maybe they'll go for Sundering to disrupt instead of Earthquake, but Earthquake with the Dragon form just gives you so much control over these points. The potential exists, but this is quite a bad start in this game.
I think Earthquake would definitely be better here. You know, a noob, he finds the engage, and then you Earthquake on top of him, and he either has to get kills or his team has to get him out because he's not going to saunter out of that engagement. But XD, they want to find level 10. They're trying hard. Top wave is pushed in deep, and they do not have access to that experience at this point, so it's mainly on mid and bottom.
Okay. Tiger JK feeling the pressure right now as he gets dove upon, and then Genji applies some good damage. Nice burrow away from Figgy. That does kind of show that they are conceding the siege on this mid fort. Well, now looking to look at this camp here on the bottom half as they engage. Thrall does have the ability to move on in, but they do not have level 10 right now, and they're stepping forward looking for the fight without Heroics right now. Dragon form has been cast. Tiger is low. Cocoon cast onto Li Ming. She can't get herself out. X-Strike going down the trees looking for the retreat. Nintori having the additional healing in that Dragon form is paying dividends, but Hami has been waiting in the shadows. He went for Earthquake. Does he cast it? T is the target. The arrow goes out, and they find the kill in the aftermath. The Aware will now be blown up as well. What a creative play from Hami.
There we go. He was in that bush the entire time, but Li Ming ends up going down, traded that annoying B of Genji. There's the protected, so gonna be able to walk away from this one. But yes, excellent find from XD, and it actually looked like they thought they were going to hit 10 a little bit earlier than they actually did, and they stepped in, and that would have been a good fight for them.
They did not look in that bush. Figgy is waiting in the shadows, now showing himself with the Impel. I mean, obviously they don't have Jaina here, so fighting would be risky, but still, you know, every time you walk by a bush without scouting, you never know.
So 13 here for Jaina. Again, huge power spike for this hero. But yeah, XD, they have to find those sneaky plays. That's exactly what they needed in that situation. If they hit 10 just a little bit earlier, that would have been a sweet flank that Hami had, and maybe even more from that play. But at least XD salvaged it, and they found some kills. Item count looking still in favor of LFM at this point. Can't see the items.
Hami gets blown up here as it collapses onto the bottom lane, looking for the aggressive pick. Bunker has been dropped to make sure that no combo can go out from Garrosh, and that'll say Blaze. They actually get Genji diving in with a Water Elemental 2-man Pierce from that Frostbolt, and that will help them confirm this bottom fort after the Thrall kill. Beautiful, aggressive play from LFM.
So items aren't up for these teams. Level 13s need to be hit for XD. We have Talking Trees just trying to soak this top lane. Hanzo already represented bottom. Likely Thrall just going to go mid, catch the soak that's coming in right now, because XD, they cannot step up and fight on this down a talent tier. You know, they're actually in this game at this point. Those kills bought them a lot of just time. And if they can find 13, they can get Dragon Queen, move on up. We've seen the playmaking potential. The Dragon Arrow is beautiful, and that Earthquake, it's a good ability against the comp that LFM has.
Yeah, Jaina was just kind of a sitting duck there when it came through. We do see Hanzo clean up the bottom lane. That's almost enough for that level 13 for them. They're waiting for this camp. They're going to grab that and then move on up to contest the Triglav Protector, but it's going to be well on its way, nearly finished by the time they arrive to the point, and it's still a 2-level deficit.
I think this is a very smart play by XD. Traded, not going to be found at all here. Just Genji is too slippery at this point, but XD, they have everything they need. They have an item, they've got their 13s, they're going to be pushing in. Yes, they're down in stats because of the experience and level lead for LFM, but this is a big opportunity for them. We see XD stepping up and taking control of this control point. Big question is, does LFM just find 16? Midway or bottom wave is pushed.
Yeah, that fort basically means 16
yeah.
is here. One frost bolt, and you know, I like the fact that they're grabbing the wall, acknowledging the scenario where, you know, Genji's not here, making sure they can kind of catch up in XP, but it's going to be basically level 16 versus Dragon form.
Here we go. Swab's looking for an engage, not able to find it. Does Figgy use the cocoon at this point?
Looks like he wants to save it for trees at this point. Oh, the Earthquake is down. Hami is low. Dragon Form has to be cast fairly early in the battle. Bunker keeping the team healthy. Hami is the target, but the heals come through from the Cleansing Flame. Tiger so low in the back, but Alex drops back down, finding heal after heal and the knockback. But it's just not enough, and they get their kill. That's all they need.
XD not able to do anything in this situation, just down so far. In terms of stats, and LFM, they found a good flank, a lot of damage onto the front line of XD, and they basically just had to back up that entire time. LFM actually, you know, being a little bit ambitious here, looking at this invasion, they don't want to fight at all. They just want to push top at this point. 2 people in the protector in just a second, please, LFM.
Yeah, I'm sure T's gonna hop in there.
There we go.
So we have both the assassins safe behind the driver's seat, looking to get aggressive. You have to respect that trigger lob, poke it the best you can with the Hanzo and the Li Ming, but the wall is falling rapidly, and this keep is very much under threat in this point.
LFM looking to pick up the first keep of the game, and they've been doing well with this. You know, when you have the keep down against a comp that doesn't have a global, it can be very difficult on this map. Top will always be pushing in, always generating pressure, and LFM have played well. There's the root on a cover, but he's able to, you know, natural agility back over this keep.
Okay, keep looks like it's going down for sure here. Tiger JK, just Burrow Charge disuse, finds the throw onto the Anubarak, but the damage is just not enough. Bunker for the additional sustain as the Triglav is tearing through Thrall, looking for Tiger, and so much damage from that objective.
Do LFM continue here? They have some health bars, but only 10 seconds left on this Protector. 2 members down for XD, and LFM are moving in to get some damage done onto this core, and I think they can do it as long as they play this one properly. Here comes the Cleansing Flame.
It's going to keep this Li Ming alive, but does it matter?
50%.
Dragon Arrow whiffs completely.
30.
And LFM looking to bring themselves forward in a 3-1 lead in this series. So clean.
Absolutely monstrous performance from this team right out of the gates, too. They get the pick onto Garrosh, 5-person rotation mid. It's pretty ambitious when you 5 rotate on any map. Like, it really is, because if you don't get that pick, now all of a sudden bottom is pushed in, top is pushed in, it can be pretty scary.
Yeah, the XP deficit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Especially if they stop you from rotating off of that, but they get the kill, and then they get both fortification camps. They get the support camp on top of that. Level 6 to level 4 at one point during the first objective, so LFM just absolutely dominating on this map, and that was picked by XD.
But I think the big problem there was the fact that XD did look for that camp.
Yes.
They were being scouted by Anubarak, the first support camp, very early in the game, and that cost them 3 heroes. They had already lost Garrosh, so they were already theoretically a little bit behind. They said, we're going to get the support camp to have an edge for the early half of the first objective, then we're going to have the Dragon Form for the latter half of the objective, then we're going to win it. That was their game plan. But losing 3 heroes to potentially get a healing ward, like, that is simply not worth it, and they were 2 levels behind the entire game because of that call and the failure to just back away and give it up.
I absolutely agree. It was very ambitious. It was one of those extremely high risk, high reward, medium reward, honestly. Like, not even high reward. Yeah.
Like, cool, look, we have sparkly green flat powder around us. This is great.
The thing is they had all of the tools to win the first objective, in my opinion. Yeah. When you have Dragon Queen, like, it is so powerful on that map. And as long as they just took initial control on that map, the enemy team has to push you off entirely in order for the percentage to start going their way.
I really thought Nintori, like, nailed the Alex play. Like, he kept a lot of fights that should have just been, like, going for a long time, knowing when to pop Alex, not being hesitant. There's a lot of Alex Trojan players that'll be like, I'm going to wait for the perfect play. No, he knew when he had to use it, and he used it every single time. So we saw promise, but it is one game before LFM have retained their spot. XD got to turn things around. We're going to take a quick break. When we return, we'll have the next game of the series.